right, everyone, thanks a lot for coming down. We got a SteadiPay here tonight. We're going to do a little demo. The throne right here. So, we got Anthony Strike right here. SteadiPay's going to talk about his Fintech startup. So,
thanks, man. Thanks, Jeff. All right, you guys are all back there. You're going to be able to see this tiny screen super well. I'm pretty much just going to talk without this since you're there. When we go to the grocery store and you're at the checkout counter, you have to make a choice between pulling out your credit card or pulling out your debit card. How many of you are credit card people? Okay, of course Matt is. So if you're a credit card person, you're probably doing it for the rewards. You might be doing it to build credit. Maybe you know you get extra fraud protection with the credit cards. All great benefits, but with over $1 trillion worth of consumer credit card debt out there, it's really obvious that a lot of people are falling victim to the risks of credit cards. Now, debit card people. Who's a debit card person? Right. Very good. See, you like that the money comes out of your account right away. It's clean, it's easy, you're not going into debt over groceries. Simple. But you are missing out on the benefits of credit card. You're not building credit, you're not earning these rewards. It's an arms race in rewards out there, and you're missing out on that. So it's a choice we all have to make. And one of the things that we've seen is that a lot of young people under 35, are starting to lean toward debit. In fact, more than half of all transactions for people under 35 occur on debit cards. Which is actually not a good trend. It sounds responsible, but it's not a good trend. And these young people are opting out of the rewards that credit cards offer. They're missing out on the chance to build credit, which is incredibly important when they're young, just for the simplicity of debit cards. And if you're older and you have to make that choice again, you have to choose between the value proposition of one or the other. And that's where SteadiPay comes in. So what we are working to do is give people all the benefits of credit cards, but preserve the responsibility and simplicity of a debit card. And then on top of that, there's some additional things we do that allow people to save money, find products that work better for them, stay ahead of financial tight spots, that kind of thing. And the way this works is you link your existing checking account and your existing credit cards, whichever ones you choose, to our platform. Then, as you spend money on your credit card, SteadiPay sets aside cash from your checking account in real time to cover those transactions. That way, at the end of the month, all the money you need to pay off your credit card is already out of your checking account, set aside, ready to go, and we pay your account off automatically. In addition to that, once we're in and can see your financial bank account and check and credit card activity, we're able to get a good sense of who you are, what you're doing, and take a look forward and see what might be happening. What that looks like is we look at the road ahead, and we may look down the road and see, you know what, in 3 weeks, we see a little pothole on the road there. Looks like you're going to be a little tight on money for your car payment or for rent. Here's some recommendations of things you can do that will allow you to get ahead of that. Maybe we recommend you go drive for Lyft for a few weeks because they have a $500 sign-up bonus, or maybe we recommend you don't eat out at restaurants as often. And we can optimize the steps you're taking to improve your credit, to make sure you're not overspending and digging a hole for yourself. Another thing we could do is, if we take a look and see that you're using this old Southwest Rewards card, but you only fly twice a year, we can make recommendations for products that will work better for you and optimize your rewards more. I'm not going to do like a screen-by-screen demo again, since you guys can't really see that well. But happy to answer questions.
Is there an interface, like, let's say that I like the service, but obviously every now and then I am extending myself beyond what I have, getting married, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Is there a simple interface where I communicate to you guys that don't take that 12 grand out of my checking account, that's really going to be a credit, or is that going to be a phone call that I have to struggle through for 20 minutes?
He's my plant. I asked him to ask this question since it's literally the next thing I wanted to get to. But yeah, one of the things that's really important is that we don't want to put you in a position where something that you do want to pay off over time gets yanked out of your checking account. So there's a couple things that we do. Number one is we take a look at your transactions, and if some transaction is larger than 98% of the other transactions you've made over the last 3 months, we automatically exclude it and don't cover it. send you an alert and say, hey, we saw this big transaction, how do you want to handle this? And you can actually, in the app, I'll go through this to get there, it's little, but you can at least see it. You can swipe at the transaction and then indicate whether you want to cover it or leave it excluded. And then that way you're able to keep that on the card for yourself. Some of the other things that we do are we can optimize the timing and amount of your payments to improve your credit score. A lot of people don't know that you need to keep the amount of your available credit that you're actually using below 30% to really improve your credit score the most. Another thing people don't know is that if you're using your card, paying it off in full every month on time, you're actually still not optimizing your credit. Your credit score is a measure of how profitable you are to a lender, not how responsible you are. And so what's profitable is that you actually carry a little balance, pay a little interest, and then pay it off in time. And so what we can do is do things like leave just $10 on your card, you pay a few cents in interest, but that accelerates the improvements to your credit score faster than paying it off in full. All that stuff that we automate for you if you opt in for Credit Optimizer. We can also set aside extra money to pay down debt or to be savings for you. And then eventually we'll start looking into more advanced things where if you need a small loan to cover a shortfall, we can source that from another place like Solo or something like that. And so where we're at now is we ran a beta in the late spring. We've been under the hood getting everything dialed in. We actually swapped out a couple of our banking partners in the last couple of months. And we're ramping up to put the apps on the app stores next month.
How do you guys make money?
Very cool. Good question. Thank you. Good question. So we make money a couple different ways. We will be free to users for the foreseeable future, but once we kind of understand where the stickiness is and the value is, we'll probably implement some kind of small monthly fee for the service. But the real revenue streams are around the referral model that we do. We can capture referral fees for all the products and services that we might point you to that make sense for you. And then the other thing is the float. If you're spending $1,000 a month on your credit card, it means at any given time we're actually holding that money aside and we can make 70, 80 basis points on that.
What stage are you in funding-wise, and how much are you raising?
Yeah, we've raised a little bit of friends and family money to get started, and we're actually right now raising kind of a pre-seed round of $500,000, and we've got 400 committed of the 5.
How do I know that you guys are earning more interest than I would be earning if that money didn't come right out of my account immediately?
Well, I'm guessing that your checking account pays about 0.08% interest right now, which means that the few pennies that you're earning on your checking account are probably not going to be missed by having all the security and on-time payments and all that.
I think this is great. After I bought a house, I got overwhelmed with car payments and student loans and credit cards, especially after I lost my job at a startup. So something like this would really help me. I guess my biggest question is security in terms of sharing sensitive bank information.
Yeah, good question. So we use Plaid to integrate to track all of your checking and balances and credit transactions. And then we use Dwala for the actual ACH transfers. In both cases, all your bank account information is tokenized before it's passed to us. So if we got hacked, there wouldn't be anything there to take, other than whatever your last 30 days of transaction history were that we have in the current version of the servers.
So do you have to link your bank account?
You do, yeah. You do need to link your checking account so that we can move the funds as you spend, and we do need to link your credit card account, obviously, so we know what you spend. And then each day,
the obstacles and people when they have to be asked to link their bank accounts.
I mean, it's definitely a hurdle for some users. Our target audience is under 35 years old, and those people are getting fairly comfortable with that concept. But if you're a 28-year-old person who's still uncomfortable putting your bank account into an app, then you're just not our target audience at this point.
Do you have any competition?
Yeah, we do. There's 2 other companies doing similar ideas. They're in roughly the same stage we're at. They've raised similar amounts of money and are under 1,000 users.
Are you guys on the same product path?
I don't think so. I mean, they're not telling you exactly what their product path is, but based on what some investors have told me and what I've heard in the market, they're moving. One of them's moving a lot more toward the student loan side of things and managing a broader range of debt. We want to move more toward in financial management planning and helping you get ahead, laddering you up. Eventually, we'll be a B2B2C product. So for now, we're B2C. We want to acquire users, demonstrate the impact this has on your personal finances. But long term, what I'd like to see us do is be a de-risking platform for the banks that are out there, where we take a user group that they might have said no to because they're thin credit or low credit. We act as a de-risking tool for their spend behavior, and are able to return them to those banks as qualified borrowers or users of a certain product. So Chase can take all the people they say no to for that Chase Sapphire Reserve card, run them through SteadiPay, and 18 months later they get them back without having to do the $300-400 worth of consumer marketing that they'd have to do.
Just real quick, user acquisition. Have you put like a target dollar amount in your CPI?
Yeah, I built my models thinking that we'd be 20-ish on the consumer acquisition costs, but without sharing too much detail, it looks like we're going to be under 10.
Wow.
Are you linked with all the financial institutions and banks, or?
Yeah, by virtue of the fact that we're through Plaid, we have access to 95% of the institutions out there.
Any other questions?
What's the biggest hurdle that you face right now?
User acquisition is definitely one of them. This isn't something where I can say, we're just this but faster or this but cheaper. I need 30 seconds of your time to explain the value proposition here. So that means we've got to have messaging that gives you enough of an emotional hook that you'll spend the time to learn what we're talking about, bring you on board, and get you over the hurdle of the bank accounts. So that's probably the biggest concern that I have and that investors have, is what's our user acquisition going to look like. But frankly, there's another piece of it is all this data that we're going to be capturing and collecting, making sure that we store it and responsibly and use it effectively is also important.
What is your user acquisition strategy?
A lot of social media. We have we've done some pre-launch marketing, and we have over 1,000 early signups right now. But we learned a lot from that, and we're able to optimize our cost of acquisition to a really, really good number that we're happy with. So we'll start with social media, and then we'll move into some promotions and partnerships that we're exploring right now. A good example of a promotion would be once a month we'll pay off someone's card in full for them if they post about SteadiPay on social media or something like that.
That works.
Pay your card off up to a certain.
Any other questions, anybody? All right, well, thanks a lot for presenting and
Thanks, Jeff.
telling us about
Anybody wants to see more detail?
continue networking. Don't leave, because we're still going to be going live with the Periscope. You'll see.
All right. So,
It's hard to
That was a free
Here we go, everyone. LA Fintech fast pitches now.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Yo, dude, you talking my questions?
Yep. So what brought you out for LA Fintech?
Dude, just my boy had the show, you know?
Right on.
Cheers.
What type of business do you do?
I work in mobile gaming, user acquisition, and IP development in Hollywood. So it's great, man. I love it. Fintech's blowing up. I'm a huge crypto guy. I think it's the future. So it's keeping up on blockchain and fintech startups.
Cheers.
What do you think about that, Brian? What brought you out here tonight?
Pretty much the same stuff. Crypto enthusiasts, learn more about it. Like-minded people, like this guy here.
There you go.
And just get more into it.
Right on. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having us.
We're doing an interview. Hi.
So what's going on?
Just
What brought you out here today? Oh, there's a few of you guys.
I'm hiring engineers. So if anybody wants a job in Pasadena and you're a platform engineer, Java Spring or React on the front end, Vue, we're hiring in Pasadena at Red Ventures LA. You can find us at redventures.com. Look for Pasadena in the drop down.
Cool. And you can shoot me the details, and I'll put it on the job thing.
Thanks, Jeff, for putting it on.
What about yourself? What brought you out?
My friend actually brought me here, and we are just
Whitney? Or
Whitney. Yeah, Whitney.
Thanks for bringing them down.
About that industry. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
What company are you with?
I did import export, so I'm not even in it.
Okay, just kind of learning more about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. There's a lot of experienced people. Take advantage of them, of all the knowledge they have, because it's a very broad industry.
Yep. Thank you.
How about you?
Just try to learn about the Fintech industry.
Are you in the finance side already, or what do you do?
Wealth management.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for coming down. You'll meet other people like that.
The only monetization we'll do.
So what's going on? What brought you out here tonight?
Oh, is this the
Yes,
Periscope?
this is the continuation still. I'm like, don't leave yet.
Well, I heard about it for a little while. I saw the meetup, everybody hung out. I think I checked in earlier this month, and then I kind of forgot about it. And I went to check back in again today, and I was like, oh, snap, it's tonight.
Oh, nice.
So I'll just get myself ready and get down there. And then I saw Anthony was presenting. I met him at an event like 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
He told me
cool.
all about SteadiPay. I was like, oh, that's cool. At least I'll know one person there.
Thanks for the
So,
support.
Yeah, for sure, dude. So that's why I'm here.
Well, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
Yeah. And we know the demo here.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
Check it out. What's the domain?
www.steadypay.com. The website looks like shit right now, but it'll look better soon.
And your Twitter handle on it?
At SteadyPay.
Nice.
It's a 9, I'll lie.
So everyone, sign up. Burbank's leaving. Where are you going, Burbank? Where are you going? So what's going on, Wes?
Not much. How are you?
What brought you out here tonight?
Well, we're a PR agency that specializes in some of the financial technology space with clients in wealth management as well as private lending online. So looking at talking to other folks that know about financial tech. Cool. See where their opportunities are.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thank you.
How's it going, ladies?
It's going great.
So what brought you out here tonight?
Just meeting great people, learning about fintech industry, ICOs. My friend Jeff just introduced a new concept.
So what business are you in?
I run a startup that helps parents to save for the kids' education through the mobile app.
What's it called?
UNES.
And how do they save?
How do you say it?
Yeah.
You just download our app.
Well, what is it? 529?
529
Oh, okay.
plan. Oh, 529
Yeah,
plan.
there you go. Cool. How about yourself?
I'm new to LA,
Oh, welcome to LA.
and I wanted to be interesting and like-minded people. I found Meetup here from Meetup, and I'm very happy that I made it.
Are you in finance already, or
Yeah.
what industry?
I'm more into private equity and funding.
Okay, cool. Is it like a private equity firm, or what firm is it?
It's private equity.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for coming down. A few more people. What's going on, guys?
Hey there.
So what brought you out here tonight?
Just want to learn more about emerging technologies, and SteadiPay is certainly something that's interesting.
Right on. And are you in finance right now, or?
Yeah, I'm in Fintech.
And what do you do?
Product management.
Cool. How about you, James?
Same thing. Came out here and see what's going on.
Meeting some cool people. Right on. How about you, Nick?
Chelsea had to meet some interesting people and hit a couple of interesting pitches and that kind of thing.
And what firm are you with?
I'm with UNES, and we do fintech.
Nice. Well, thanks a lot for coming down. I'm going to interview a few more. All right, guys.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, what do you guys do? What brought you out?
What's happening, Jeff?
What brought you
We're
out?
spreading the word about Blockhold so that everyone can find out about it.
Okay, what's Blockhold?
Well, if you trade in crypto and you want to hedge your position, we are the only people in the world you can talk to.
Also a public company, publicly listed, PHLD. We also have advisory services, so you can take your concept from start to finish, raise your money, list it on exchanges.
So if you're a financial advisor and maybe you want to put 10% of your client's money into crypto, but you don't want to think to yourself, I don't want to tell this guy crypto blew up, you can put it with us, get it hedged, and you're golden. Your client experiences the upside, your no downside.
Cool.
Think about that.
What's the domain?
It's blockholdcapital.com.
Nice. Thanks all for coming down, guys.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. So that was the LA Fintech tonight. So keep posted for the next one, and stay tuned.